there any kind of tip for like meeting someone, like moving to a different chair every lesson, or I don't know? Any tips?
Okay, yeah, pick the right seat, because you don't want to be sitting next to someone that's like totally weird. Yeah, it's true.
Wearing a hat. All right, next take, Sam and Kyle from the Media Students Association. Nice to meet you guys. Hey, tell me a little bit about what it's like to study at Adelaide.
You go first?
Sam.
Well, I guess it depends what you're actually studying, but in terms of media, I personally enjoy it. There's lots of like different variety and subjects you can choose, stuff like that. So I like it here.
Awesome. Kyle?
For media specifically, I would say it's very theory-based as opposed to practical, hands-on learning, which can be a bit frustrating at times, I find. So I think in that respect, there's a bit of a way that they could extend it.
Make it more practical?
Yeah.
What about the uni in general, guys? Like, what do you like about being at the Uni of Adelaide? Like, what's good about this place?
Unibar.
I like the campus, like how it's like quite like spread out in a way, but it's also quite close together.
Yeah.
It's like easy to get around, stuff like that. Yeah.
Actually, on that, how do people get here? Like, how do people get to? Is there parking here? Do people transport it? Or, train it, bus it?
I get public transport.
Yeah, I just catch the bus because
parking's pretty expensive.
Yeah. What about you, Kyle? What do you like about just the uni in general?
I like that it's kind of a central location. It's in the city, so it's like close to the mall. I guess people are pretty friendly.
I'm going to back up. Might seem obsessed about the U-Bar, but what's like culture like here in that regard? Like, do people like to have a good time, relax, Friday afternoons, whatever?
Pretty much, yeah. Like, the Unibar gets pretty busy on Fridays and a few other days. Thursday, I think, is pretty busy because they got the pool comp. It's like people just go sometimes from lunchtime onwards and just stick around.
What does that mean? Like, because imagine you're in high school and you've never been to a uni bar before. What does that actually mean for them? Because to me, it's like super social, right? Like, it's just you get to meet different people and hang out and spend time and
yeah, pretty much. It's like you just meet different people each time and like you just hang out with strangers sometimes, hang out with your friends, and
get accosted by random people in hats in the hub. Sam, what's been? Has there been something here that surprised you? That you're like, oh shit, never realised that it would be like that at uni, or at this uni in particular.
I guess it's not really surprised, but I guess it's a lot of like independent learning. Like, it's not like the tutors will like give you that much help in terms of doing your work on time, doing all your readings and stuff like that. So that's something that I didn't expect to be as kind of full on for some of my subjects.
Have you got like a hack or something like that you've worked out to kind of get motivated around that sort of stuff? It's hard to be self-motivated, let's be honest. Like, procrastination is everyone's best friend.
No, I don't know. I'm still like trying to find my motivation. It's so hard. Yeah.
Kyle?
I'm with Sam. It's very hard. Like, it's so easy to not go to a lecture, and then you can just fall so far behind, and that you say you'll catch up, but then you never do.
So tell me, are lectures available online as well?
Yeah.
Most lectures, all lectures?
I don't know if all of them are, but probably like 99%.
Yeah, just up to each person depending on what they watch them or not. So.
Have you got any like absolutely awesome academics where you're just like, hell yeah, I'm there every single class, there's no way I'm missing that? You don't have to name them, but is there anyone
there've been some classes where the tutor's like really good, so it encourages you to do the work, but then some other tutors can be like pretty bad, so you don't really put in as much effort.
Sure.
But yeah, I think that the tutor does like have quite a big impact on how much work you're going to put into the subject.
What makes a good tutor then? Just that kind of enthusiasm and engagement?
Yeah. Just making it a bit different, making it interesting for the...
Yeah.
I think so many lectures are just one person talking for an hour, and like it's just hard to concentrate, and whereas like people actually make it engaging, I think students enjoy it more.
Tell me, was there something before you talked about independent learning before, but was there something else that before you came to uni, you kind of thought it was going to be like, uni's going to be like this, and you got here and it was just like not that at all?
Not much that I can think of, like, on top of my head.
I think sometimes like there's not great chances to get to know people in your class. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's a bit, you just go through the lesson, then you leave. There's no social aspect in class.
Yeah, and it really depends on who's in your class as well. Like,
Yeah.
you don't really know until you walk into the room in your first year. So you don't know if you're going to meet people that you kind of get along with,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Any tips for that? Because, you know, funnily enough, like I'm a bit of an introvert. Like I actually get my, you know, peace and satisfaction from just spending time by myself, you know. So, like actually outside of just going up and accosting people with a camera, I find it hard, like in a classroom, to actually meet people. Is there any kind of tip for like meeting someone, like moving to a different chair every lesson, or I don't know? Any tips?
Okay, yeah, pick the right seat, because you don't want to
Yeah.
be sitting next to someone that's like totally weird. Yeah, it's true.
Wearing a hat.
I think with that one, like people, do sit in the same seat the whole semester usually, and if you sit somewhere else, it kind of throws people off,
Nice.
which is weird, but it's a good way to meet people.
Awesome. So mix it up, change seats. All right. So if you could ask your past self, you know, before you went into like your end of high school exams, if you could give yourself some advice about that exam, like what would you say to yourself?
About year 12 exams?
Yeah, year 12 exam.
Oh, I don't know. Just like study as much as you can.
Yeah.
I think year 12 exam, it's not the end of the world if they
Yeah.
go badly, you know, like
It's not really a big deal if
no
you...
one really remembers what you got in year 12 except for you. Like
And there's usually always another way around to getting into a
Yeah.
course that you want to get into.
Tell me about that.
Like if you get into a course that's got a lower ATAR, you can probably transfer if you get the right grades to one higher, or do like the stat test or something like that. There's usually a way around it.
Too much pressure, right? There's so much pressure when you
Yeah.
go into high school. If it's made out like it's the complete bit be and
Yeah,
end
yeah.
all, but it's not, is it? Awesome. Anything else that you guys have changed? Like, so you're part of like the association here.
Yeah.
Tell me about social clubs. Like, how important is this stuff for you guys?
I guess it's a good way for networking.
Yeah.
We're having a pub crawl at the moment and like
Nice.
trying to sell t-shirts, and like I think it's just a good way to meet people and just great contacts, and like I met some great friends on pub crawls and like still keep in touch. So, like I think stuff like that's really important because like you don't always get the social side in classrooms.
Sam?
Yeah, just like meeting people who are doing like similar stuff to you. It's like a good way to socialise.
Nice. Oh, I missed. There's one I'm missing.
What made you choose University of Adelaide?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, so guys, there's like there's actually more than 3 unis in Adelaide now, aren't there? So what made you decide to come here as opposed to one of the others?
Well, I guess for my course, I'm doing law and media, so that was kind of what I based my decision around. But I guess it doesn't really matter what uni you go to at the end of the day. If you're going to put in the work and network, stuff like that, you're going to get a job in whatever you want. It's not really a big deal.
Well, I went to USC, which was associated with the uni. So like, all my friends were coming here. I wanted to go overseas, but I didn't get grades, so I came here instead. And yeah, I'm still here.
Pause on that. So you wanted to go overseas. Where were you thinking of going to?
Scotland, so that's where my family's from. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you didn't end up going to Scotland, but
No.
is it part of your plan to like go and do an exchange or something like that?
Possibly, yeah. Or like after I graduate, go and live there for a while.
Nice.
Maybe, yeah.
Nice. Are there good opportunities here? Do you guys know about like overseas exchange and study tours? Oh yeah, you guys do. All right, gold. Awesome, guys. Hey, thanks so much for your time. It's good to chat.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you. Wow.